Welcome to the Living Artist Podcast. I'm your host, Preston M. Smith. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Living Artist Podcast. I'm Preston M. Smith, at PMS Artwork everywhere on internet land and socials. I want to thank you for landing on this podcast. Whether you're a professional artist, just getting started in the art world, a collector of art, or just consider yourself a creative person, this podcast has something for you. I like to think of it as a fun way to rant and talk to other creative people about living the life of an artist, surviving and getting ahead in the art world, and enjoying your life. But most importantly, not waiting until you're dead to make it happen. All right, let's get started.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
We're gonna build a mashup. It's gonna be a wonderful mashup. People will talk about this mashup. Whoa. We said we weren't gonna do that voice anymore. What's happening?
Oh, you who, dear?
Can I help you? Who are you?
Oh, goodness me. You Virginia Doubtfire, dear. Oh, I come running for the mashup.
Wait. It's not that kind of a mashup. It's for art.
Oh, wow. That's wild. I thought it was a mashup, too.
Well, I mean...
Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody, it's Tony Robbins reporting for the mashup, okay?
All right, I see what's happening here. Who's next, McConaughey?
I don't think so. I mean, Waka Waka.
Oh, jeez. Just play the fucking mashup.
You can't take... I don't think the artist can separate the human experience from the art.
I agree.
And so for me, undoubtedly, that will come out of it. Like right now I'm working on this thing with butterflies, and like I don't know why I fucking chose butterflies everywhere in contemporary art, but it was like when you think about the butterfly, you know, you think about a rebirth and a new generation and a transformation, and maybe that's why all of a sudden I was like, oh, this would look cool with a butterfly or with butterflies, and maybe that's where I am. Maybe that's the birth, and maybe that's because that is that iconic symbol of transformation, that I'm doing a project with that, you know, and as cliche as it is, like never underestimate the value of a well-executed cliche.
I completely agree with that.
Right. So, you know, and people can hate all they want, but that's just kind of where inspiration awoke at that moment in time. And so I think there's a little bit of that in there, but I think that's not a major project. It's just something I'm creating because I constantly create, you know. I think you look at like an artist studio, you know, and I'm different, you know, like a painter has like thousands of canvases all over their studio and like half finished and quarter finished and never finished and finished but never seen projects. And you know, in my space, it's hard drives and desktops of computers and, you know, bits and bytes on RAIDs that are projects that are in the creative process at some stage or another. And it's just, you know, I just finished a project that I shot in October, finally found how it went together, you know.
Yes.
I must have opened those files 100 times before I finally was like, oh, this is the message that this is why I created this, and I didn't realize it until now.
Oh, nice.
So
it needed to percolate a little bit.
Yeah, it's never, I mean, it's sometimes it's very linear, like thought, execution, result. Other times it's thought, execution, paralysis, analysis.
Right.
And then that insecurity of like sharing it because you're not sure if it's any good, you know? Like, because as an artist, you create great work and you create average work and you create shit work. Right. But it's the same artist.
Yeah.
Right.
My wife would argue with you there. She's always like, even the things I think are shit, she's like, you know what? Keep them. Somebody's going to love them. And unlike you, I don't have a lot of unfinished stuff, but I'll have finished things that just kind of change shape a little bit. Like I will add to them and alter them a bit until I'm happy with them. But yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying.
100%. But, you know, look, like just for audience purposes, you know, like, and I don't think you can be a great artist if you don't appreciate the masters and some of the greats. Right. And, I've seen a few great documentaries about Picasso and read a few books, and inspired by Picasso because of his lack of riding one theme for a career. There's many artists who ride one theme for a career, right?
Oh, definitely.
And in one style, and that's their career. And he just got bored with styles. And some of his things that he did are not good at all. And
I agree.
Some of the things he did are unbelievably transforming, right?
Yes.
But he's still inspiring all throughout, right? And I think that's, for me, not saying I'm like Picasso, but I can align with that understanding that I get bored with producing the same thing because I'm a seeker and I'm seeking vision through, you know, like different styles. You know what I mean? And I also, you know, like you put, was it Van Gogh that said that his rival, he felt like he was painting in his ear. You know, like he felt like, I forget the name of the other artist, but he just felt like that person was copying his style and like he was working in his head. And I think when you create something that is like inspirational, then other artists, like with lack of vision, like just copy it or execute around it, and you know, and that frustrates me, and I get bored with it, and I move on to something else, because I think that the really good artists, they have really strong vision, right? And they can transform themselves, because it's not about the individual execution, but it's about the vision of inspiration, that the other things that they do are just as inspiring, and they might look different stylistically or compositionally, but they have the same awe-inspiring, breathtaking gasp when people see them, because they are truly powerful visionaries.
I always try to like take away as many steps as possible.
Exactly. Like what I do know is like you want to make the process as quick and painless for them as possible, and don't give them too much time to think.
Right.
You know, like, and if they do like want to go away and think about it, then make sure you get their contact so you can follow up with them.
Yes.
Because if you don't, it's like, hey, you know, like I'm gonna like maybe look at the catalog some more and talk to my wife about it or whatever. And like, I'm like, okay, well, great. And it's like, you need to go away and confer and make your decision or whatever. But I want to be able to be like, hey, you know, I think that's like people sometimes, I mean, I do the same thing where I'm like, I need to think about it. And then I get that follow-up email and I'm like, oh yeah, that thing that I was going to get, like, I'm going to go ahead and get that now.
Yeah.
You know,
it's human nature.
So, and sometimes it's like, especially if you're making a purchase of that like level of seriousness, which is like a piece of original art, is A, not cheap, and B, like something you're going to live with for a while.
Yeah.
I understand why you would want to have, it wouldn't be a decision that you would want to make frivolously. But also, you don't let people go that easily. Like, you know, she's like, okay, like, are you interested in something? Like, yeah, but I think I'm going to think about it. All right, well, come back anytime. You know, it's like, that's...
No, it's not going to work. Like for me, I have a potential collector in New York, and they reached out to me, followed up with me, sent me pictures of their place. I've like photoshopped pieces in there and reached out to them many times. And even with them, it's hard. You got to really take over at some point. Otherwise, they're still going to lose interest or just get busy with their lives, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's like people get busy. And I feel like, you know, sometimes artists especially can be uncomfortable with the hard sell, you know, because it's like, well, if they were interested, they would ask for it. It's like, well, yes and no, but if they're not interested, they'll definitely let you know.
Yes.
You know, so like, as long as they don't explicitly let you know they're not interested, then you can keep following up as many times as you feel like it's fair to do, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a good lesson for artists. I was like that for 10, 12, 14 years. Like I just was like, well, if they're interested, they'll come to me and they'll show me. And well, no, they're not going to. I mean, they might express some interest at the beginning, but the burden's on you to kind of at least, follow up and talk with them and make them interested in your work even more. Tell them about your process. I know a lot of artists don't even want to talk about their process. They're like, no, they'll figure it out on their own. It's
hard to do. Like, I mean, it's hard. Like I've hosted visitors in my gallery, like by appointment. Sometimes I just don't know what to do. Like, I'm like, I want to let them look around and then ask questions.
Right.
I don't want to like lead them around and be like, so this one, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm not a docent, Mm-hmm. So it's a little, that is uncomfortable, but
it is uncomfortable.
I have gotten more comfortable, like point blank asking people. So like, are you interested in something?
Yeah.
Interested in anything today? And most of the time they'll be like, well, like we just want to look at the work and not in a position to buy. And I'm like, yeah, great. Okay. Well, keep the list and take some time to think about it. And then I have now that I make sure you sign the guest book, all of that stuff. At the very least, I get their email address. And so I can, maybe today they're not buying, but like maybe I have something going on and they're on my mailing list and I like push that out. And then later on down the road, that translates into a sale of some sort.
Well, yeah, the mailing list is great because it's one of those things where it's like a kind of subtle reminder, even if you're not reaching back out to them specifically about a sale. This is what I'm doing right now. And then they're like, oh yeah, that artist that we really liked. We never ended up buying something. It's just a nice little reminder. Yeah,
exactly.
That's the same with music. If you're just creating something as a commodity, it may not have the soul or the spirit behind it or the inspiration that generated that image or that song. So you could get lucky and maybe people would appreciate it even though you weren't inspired. But my take on it as an artist is if you're truly inspired and feeling it and you're putting your heart and soul into it, then other people will pick up on that. That's my opinion.
It's kind of infectious.
Yeah.
I know you're busy. I know you've got your own, you've got your own business. You do the graphic design, you do the prints, you do painting, you do the album covers, merchandise. It's hard.
I have a store, a gallery. I know it's too much.
How do you do? I mean, you're doing more than I'm doing and I can't keep up with myself.
I know.
I completely understand. But I wanted to talk to you.
There's a process and I'll tell you about it, how to do, how I can manage that. And as an artist yourself, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I would love to hear it.
Process is. I mean, process is everything for an artist if they want to get their work out there. It takes a lot of self-discipline and forethought in terms of like, well, what do I want to do? Where do I want to market my stuff? What vehicles are available to me? And like I said before, I grew up in a time where I had to go around the concerts, sell shirts, and then I started a wholesale company and did trade shows.
Yeah.
At the Javits Center and in Long Beach. I did the surf show out there a few times.
Oh, cool.
In the 90s. And then, anyway, a bunch of trade shows, Las Vegas. And so I built up clientele for my wholesale business that way. And that business still functions to this day. We ship shirts and clothing and posters and other items with my art on it all over the country. And
don't you do international as well?
We do some to Europe, but shipping is very expensive, so we don't.
It's getting worse right now too.
Yeah. So my wholesale business was the backbone of my bread and butter for years in terms of marketing my stuff and on a mass level, I guess you could say, where we're producing shirts and posters and keeping them on the shelf and taking orders, and orders are flowing every day, and UPS is coming by, and that kind of thing's been going on for, we started that company in 87. So,
oh, wow.
But it started very small and now it's grown to a point where it just sustains itself,
Can I ask, how many people do you have on your team?
It's small, we employ, between our store and gallery and then our wholesale business, about it varies from time to time, maybe 10 people.
Okay. That's solid. Yeah.
And then I subcontract a lot is the thing. I don't own a print shop myself anymore. I subcontract all my printing, but it's all friends that started their own businesses in the area here. And then some are in other parts of the country that I sub to as well. So
you work with people that you know in all those areas.
Yeah, it's great. A lot of us grew in this business together, throughout the years. Yeah, so the wholesale business was one way to support myself as an artist because, artists, we all love to create. That's what we really want to do. It's like, oh, how can I buy myself time? Time is what we really need.
Yes.
To think of an idea, to execute it, and to make it decent and, presentable, or maybe you just want to do it for yourself and it doesn't matter. And some people can, just work a full-time job and do art on the side. But if you want to support yourself as an artist, you have to come up with a way to do it, which you have. And I'm telling you how high I have. So I had the wholesale business, and then.
And Mike, can I say something? It's ironic that kind of the more successful you become, the less time it seems like you have to create, right? Have you found that in your own career?
It's true, but then I set up systems that function on their own, so I can go do art. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's always fluctuating, but I have to live in time blocks. Like, okay, in the morning I'm going to do office work and answer emails, and then in the afternoon I'm going to go check in on my gallery and store, or check on with my manager on our orders and things. And then, later on or early evening, I'll go to the studio and do art, and nobody bothers me for several hours. And so it kind of goes like that. That's a basic scenario. To break it in time slot if you're managing a lot, but
it's like little bite-sized bits.
What's that?
Little bite-sized bits.
Yeah. But, I have to have other people, professional people, deal with things that I don't want to deal with, like accounting and other things like that. So, otherwise you're never going to get any art done.
I know. Tell me about it. Yeah.
The McDonald's Snack Wrap is back. You brought it back. Ranch Snack Wrap. Spicy Snack Wrap. You broke the internet for a snack. Snack Wrap is back. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
What does every USAA member have in common? Family. We're one big family who supports the military community and their eligible families. And if you, your parent, or spouse served, you could join our family and save big on auto insurance. Visit USAA.com/join today to check your eligibility. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
This episode is brought to you by San Pellegrino Ciao, a new kind of flavored sparkling water. The kind made with real fruit juice, a pinch of Sicilian salt, and the sparkle of the Italian sun. With no added sugar and just 10 or less calories per can, enjoy. With love, from Italy. By San Pellegrino Ciao now.
So I thought, okay, I will. So I sent an email to Ty's website through his fan mail saying, hey, Ty, I love what you're doing. I get it. It's amazing. And I think I can help you because I paint really fast. Let me know. And
awesome.
I left it. But I mean, it was one of those armchair, I can do this. You don't think about it. And it was.
But you also, can I pause you real quick?
Oh, yeah.
One thing that you did very well is you didn't bore the person. You didn't send them a super long, long-winded email. And you also added some value. So that's very important for anybody listening.
Yes, no. And again, it was off the cuff. I didn't think about it. I didn't even tell my husband until a couple days later, a phone number came up on my phone that just gave me the area code and nothing else. I'd never seen anything like that. And he goes, this 323. I'm like, no idea. I'm settling in for the night. Just leave it.
Yeah.
So the next morning I listened to my voicemail, and it is a producer from the show saying they saw my email and they wanted to talk to me. And my husband at that point was asleep because he hadn't woken up yet. And I could not believe it. And they wanted to see pictures of my work. And again, not computer savvy at the time. So I woke him up and explained to him that I had reached out to a TV show and a producer was reaching out to me. And could he help me with these pictures? And he was like, what have you done? I'm like, I don't know. So he made it happen. we connected. I connected with the producer. I agreed to go do a show in San Bernardino, and they wanted me to do a mural in a child's room. And I was like, got it. Totally fine. And I can tell you that when I walked onto the set at 11 p.m., the camera crews weren't there anymore. There was no on-camera talent, but the house looked like an anthill covered with people and lights. And they were moving as fast as they could. And I was like, I'm home. I mean, I walked down the street and thought, this is me. This is it. Place, right?
Yes.
And they didn't have my room ready to paint, but I went in the house and was talking to the contractors, and I had done museum exhibits, so I knew what it looked like when you go into a scene like that. And I knew to kind of give them their space. And I said to the painter, okay, I'm gonna nap in the trailer. Come get me when the room's ready. Great. And there was another muralist. He was waiting as well. So we're sitting on this couch in the Star Wagon, like, what are we doing? This is weird. And at about 2 a.m, the painter came to me and said, hey, Nancy, there's these paints and we don't know where to put them. And I looked around, I'm like, well, they got to keep going because I need to get to my job. So I go, okay, just a second. I walk in and I call out where they're going to put colors. I don't know any of these people. I just want to get to my job. So I called colors in the kitchen and the dining room. And then when I started painting, there was one night cameraman that put a time lapse on me. So I had this moment of, I'm not used to being watched when I'm painting. Mm-hmm. There's a camera filming me and I'm trying to paint and I don't want them to know I'm a fraud. I'm standing in there. I told them I can do this, but I probably can't. And in my head, I'm painting against this wall, just blown away. But
it's like imposter syndrome. We all have that. Every time we have to do something new, we're just like, oh my God. And you have to say yes. Yeah, they're going to find out. Exactly. And
then they're going to run me out like on the rail, right?
Yeah, right.
That's my fear. And so I didn't leave that wall for 9 hours straight, not even to go to the bathroom. I did not want to leave that wall because I wanted to get the mural to a point that was identifiable for this chat room.
That's smart.
Yeah. And so when the cast got there and the cameras got there, I had progressed quite a lot. And when the people on camera started to ask me questions, instead of I wasn't starstruck because I didn't know these guys. They were new to me. And I was like, okay, this is great, mural. TV for a 6-year-old. I'm like, where are the books, man? Where's the nightstand? And they started laughing because I'm like, this is a child's room. This is not a TV center. He's 6. What are you going to do? They're like, well, we don't have that. I'm like, I'll figure that out. And they were laughing because they couldn't believe that I didn't care, that I would just tell them. So we finished that house. I did get a nightstand and a book and shelves for this child. We did have a big screen TV. I wouldn't have done it myself, but it's extreme makeover. So I started to really get it. And at the end of the whole experience, I had been up for 40 hours straight painting and making some furniture and running around and meeting people. And I was hooked, but I knew that, okay, that's it. I'm done. And when I went to leave, I asked the on-camera people if they'd sign my toolbox, and they did. And one of them said, I want you on every house I'm on. And I was
nice.
I don't know what that means, but it did mean I got hired on, and I stayed with Extreme Makeover Home Edition for 5 seasons.
Wow.
So it was a ride and a half. And the thing to bring that story around is I hit 48 of the United States. I painted murals in homes throughout the United States.
There you go. So you got a chance to see the country.
And I didn't see any of the things that people would see as a tourist. I saw the people. I went into these homes and people came in, they left their children with babysitters. They skipped anniversaries. They wanted to have their hands on this barn raising that we were doing. And it was the most magical thing I have ever been involved in. I told people, I'm not a churchgoer, but I hear about people doing missions, and this was what I would imagine a mission would be like. So all these people coming together for a common good, sacrificing of themselves, giving of themselves, bringing their best selves to help others. And
their time.
And their time. And it just happened that there was a camera crew.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed today's mashup. And
well, hell, son, and hot diggity dog, I'm here for the mashup.
Damn it, McConaughey. We're already past that part. Come back next time. Maybe we can fit you in.
Well, hell, son, keep your pants on there, little buddy. Ain't no thing to me.
Just get out of here, McConaughey. I'm fed up.
Well, shit.
You know what? Nobody even listens to me anymore. Just play the fucking outro music. Don't worry about Buffett. He's only the star of the show. Well, we'll just
This
kick
has
him
been
around,
the
kick
Living
me in the
Artist
face,
Podcast.
lock down, would you?
Thank you so much for listening. I just want you to know that I appreciate you being here, and I'm grateful to be in your ears. Your art and creative life on this planet is meaningful, so thank you for sharing it with me. If you like this podcast, whatever platform you're listening to it on, please subscribe and share it with your friends. You can also leave me a positive review to show your support. This helps me to reach more people with the algorithmic magic and keep the show going strong. If you want to see more of what I do and check out the art that I create, you can visit my website at www.pmsartwork.com or follow me on social media everywhere at PMS Artwork. That's it for now. See you back here next time.